Okay folks, welcome to the day view of the flip classroom in Extended Algebra 2. You need to get the notes down, then you need to do the assignment. There should not be talking, the headphones should be in and mouths closed, okay? Well, I don't care if you have your mouth open, just you're not talking. Okay, evaluate this expression given these replacements. So I'm given replacements for x and y. So what I do is I parenthesize the x, all the letters separately. Then I just make parentheses where those letters were. Okay, x is -4, so we're placing a -4 in that parentheses. This x here is -4, and this y here is 3. Now before I go evaluate this, there's a couple things I need to check for. I don't care if you write this down or not, but you need to put multiplication dots where they're needed. You also need to fix minus signs. So there's a parentheses number right outside. Okay, and there's two parentheses together. We're not going to put a dot there because there's a minus sign there. Okay. Alright, so dots, good to go. Fix minus, let's read the problem. 5 times -4 minus -4 times 3. 5 times -4 minus -4 times 3. So I'm going to fix that minus. I'm going to make it plus and make the number after it opposite. So if it's -4 now, it's going to be +4. Okay. Alright, so now that that's done, we do our order of operations. So parentheses, multiply or divide, and then add. Okay. Parentheses, that's a dot, a division, and add. Okay, so parentheses, you have them, but you can't, there's just one number inside all of them. Okay, times, well, we got a couple times here. Okay, drop that plus down. 5 times -4 is -20, and then 4 times 3 is 12. There's no divide. Adding. Neither one of these have a letter, so you just add -20 plus 12. It's going to be -8. Okay, let's do the same thing on the next one, because I'm given replacements for x and y. 3 parentheses plus parentheses parentheses. So x, -5. Then x, -5. Then y is going to be 2. Okay, where would you put dots? Well, I'd put a dot here, and I'd put a dot here. Not in between here because there's already a plus sign. Okay, now with that done, multiply or any minuses. 3 times -5 plus -5 times 2. 3 times -5 plus -5 times 2. Don't believe I said the word minus, okay, ever in that whole process. Okay, so parentheses. Now you have parentheses, but there's just one number inside of them. Okay, multiplication. You got to do this and this. So 3 times -5 is -15 plus -5 times 2 is -10. Okay, then finally we add -15 plus -10, -25. Okay, next problem. Simplify. Now I'm not giving you anything to put in for x, okay? So first off, you think the same way. Dots and fix any minus signs that you have. Okay, so there'd be no dots because there's no parentheses. Fix minus signs. -7 minus 4, so that'll be a plus -4. Plus 5x plus 6. Minus has been fixed, okay? Now parentheses, times, divide, and then add. Well, there's no parentheses. There's no multiplication dots. There's no division. It's just adding. Okay, so when I'm adding algebra expressions with letters, okay, we go blank x plus blank. So for x's, I've got -7 and 5. So I take my calculator real quick and go -7 plus 5, -2. Okay, numbers without x, okay, negative 4 and 6. So I take my calculator, negative 4 plus 6 is 2. So there's your answer. Okay, next problem. Dots. Well, I got this parentheses with a negative 2 outside, so there'd be a dot there. That's the only place. Fixture minus signs. So we got negative 2 times 5x minus 7. Negative 2 times 5x minus 7. So I said minus here, so we're going to switch that to adding negative 7. Now you go into your order of operations, parentheses. Now we have a parentheses, but there's an x inside of it, so I can't figure it out from the inside. Times or divide? Well, we have to times. We have to come over the top with the times. So negative 2 times 5x, circle the plus, and negative 2 times negative 7. So negative 2, times. 5x, negative 7. So I put the x down, okay? And then I take negative 2 times 5, negative 10. Then I don't put the x here, I just take negative 2 times negative 7. 14, by the way, you just punch it in like that. Okay, back over here, you drop the plus down and you put negative 10x on this side and 14 on the other. Alright, now the parentheses and the negative 2 are gone and you don't have anything else in there. So that's the end of the times divide. Now adding, okay? So blank x plus blank. So I got negative 10 for x, 14 for y. This is a pretty reliable process if you follow it, okay? Alright, a couple problems on the next page. Negative 5, so there'd be a dot there, and then that's the only place I'd have a dot. Now minus, there's a 2x minus 1 plus negative 1. Now the parentheses, we can't do that from the inside because we're not able to put anything in, we don't know what x is. Times or divide, okay, well, we have to times. Negative 5 to the parentheses. Not out here though, that is not in parentheses. So I go negative 5, or actually I'll do it over here. Times. And first I times it by 2x, then I times it by negative 1. So I write x down, negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Then negative 5 times negative 1 is just 5. There's no x on that though. So line up your plus, and you now have negative 10x plus 5. So the parentheses and the negative 5 are gone, but there's now I have to carry down this 5x plus 5x. Okay, so multiplying and dividing is done. Adding. This isn't simplified because I have two x's that need to be added. Okay, negative 10 plus 5. Negative 5 is the x coefficient in the expression, and the only non-x I have is this 5 here. Okay, last one of these problems. I should have put a parentheses up here. Okay, sorry I didn't. Actually, never mind. Don't put that. Okay, any dots? Nope, we're not putting any parentheses, so no dots. There's a minus on top, plus negative 4. Okay, now parentheses, nope. Multiply or divide. Well, there's no multiplying, but I think that line means divided by. Okay, so here's how I divide. It's similar to what I'm doing here, just there's two divisions. The number on the bottom goes twice, but it goes after the division signs. And then I got 8x, and then I've got negative 4. So I put x down and I divide 8 by negative 2. Here, watch. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. Then no x there. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is 2. So I line up my plus sign, drop it down. That doesn't go away. And we have negative 4x and 2 with the adding. Okay, times and division are done. Now adding. Okay. Really, you can't add anything because all I have is for x is the negative 4. All I have for constants is 2. Okay, story problems. I talked about these yesterday. You got 4 to do on the assignment. Elevation changes from negative 30 meters to 70 meters. Calculate the change in elevation. Okay, to find the change in two numbers, you're going to minus, and you're going to take the end minus the beginning. Okay, so I ended up at 70. I began at negative 30. You can either punch that into the calculator like this, 70 minus negative 30, or you can make it plus and this positive. Either way, it's 100, okay? So 100 meters. Now let me explain why that's 100. You don't need to write this down. So I started at negative 30 and I went to 70. If I had to count from negative 30 to 0, that would be 30. If I have to count from 0 to 70, that would be 70. So all together, I'd be counting 100 places. This way, I'm going negative 30 this way, so I'm moving in the positive direction. That's why the answer is positive. Okay, next problem. An airplane travels 100 feet over 2 seconds. Find the rate of feet per second. Feet per second just means the feet divided by the second. So it's 100 divided by 2. That's 50. Okay. FPS, feet per second. Okay, next. If I have 2 units underlined and in bold, before I even read the problem, I want you to set up the boxes and the table, the XY table. That's how I want that complete. I have $800 in my bank account. Each month the account goes down by $30. How much money will I have after 7 months? So in highlighted bold units, you have dollars and months. X is the time, so that would be the months, and then Y is money. Then per, dollars per month. Dollars per month is 30. You're going down by 30, so it's negative 30 times X, because it's every month, and X is the months. Now on your table you need to put the labels. X is months, so months is X. Y is dollars. You got to know what that's talking about. So 0, 1, 2. Alright, now how much money do we start with? Here's the money column. We started with 800. First number in the problem. Then every month I add negative 30. Okay? So I take 800 plus negative 30, 770. Then another month goes by and I add negative 30 to 770. So 770 plus negative 30 is 740. And that keeps going on. I could do that forever. I'm not going to. Put the 0, 1, 2. Okay? Please put the labels here. X is months, Y is money. So months, money. Now make your line equals Y. Where did Y start at? What's the first number we put there? 800. Then what's the number I kept adding? I kept adding negative 30. So negative 30 times X, because every time the months went up by 1, I added another negative 30. So the equation, we have 800 plus negative 30 times X equals Y. Now, take that last number, 7 months. It goes in the X column because that's months. That means in the equation, you're going to put X equals 7. So replace your X and put a 7 in for it. Okay? So 800 plus negative 30 times 7. Now you're going to solve for Y. It's real easy. First you need to times, but it's not 30 times 7. It's negative 30 times 7, and that's negative 210. Now you add. You take 800 plus negative 210. Boom, 590. Okay? So $590 is your answer, and it makes sense because I look at my table, I got 590. Okay, it's going down. If I kept going all the way to 7, 590 makes sense. Okay, next problem. I have $200. The account goes down by $20, up by $15, down by 10, up by 20. Find how much money I end up with. So money. All right, this is just adding and subtracting. You have 200. Down 20 means minus 20. Up 15 means plus 15. Down 10, subtract 10. And then up 20, add 20. Just figure out what that is. 200 minus 20 plus 15 minus 10 plus 20. 205. So that's your final answer. $205. Okay, next problem. Temperature changes from -3 degrees to 16 degrees. Find the change in temperature. Change is subtracting. It's the end minus the beginning. Okay, so I ended with 16. I began with -3. It's like finding if I said what's the change between like 5 and 8, you'd say 3, 6, 7, 8. Well, how do you get that? You take 8 minus 5. So the negatives are no different. You can punch it in on the calculator, minus -3, like that. Or you can make it plus plus. In any event, the answer is 19 degrees. Okay, next problem. Because I have to go from -3 to 0, so that's 3. That would be counting 3, and then 0 to 16 is counting 16. So altogether, I count 19 places. Okay, next problem. A car is now worth $12,500. It goes down in value at a rate of $1,000 each year. Each year means per year. How much will the car be worth 6 years from now? Again, dollars, years. I want to see boxes. If I have those highlighted, I want you making boxes. You'll appreciate it later. Not now, you probably don't, but later. So X, Y. So you got dollars and years. The time unit is a year. So X is years, Y is money. Put those over here. So years is X, money's Y. Now per, dollars per year. Okay, dollars per year is 1,000. It's going down, so again it's -1,000 times X. So 0, 1, 2. Money, where did we start with? Well, we started with 12,500. Then 1 year goes by, so I add -1,000. That'll tell me how much it's worth after the first year. So I take 12,500 plus -1,000. 11,500. Leave that on the calculator. Now I add -1,000 again, because every year I have to do that. 10,500, and that goes on and on and on, okay? 10,500. Okay, so my ladder, it's all about equals Y. So the Y started at, the first number was 12,500. Then I'm adding, what's the number I keep adding? What's over here? -100. -1,000 times X, okay? So your equation, 12,500 plus -1,000 times X equals Y, okay? All right, 6 years. Well, it's years, so it goes in the years column. That's why you gotta have the labels here, okay? Just copy them from over here. So 6 years. So X equals 6. So I replace the X with 6. So I have 12,500 plus -1,000. You can put the 6 in parentheses or you don't have to. It's up to you, but I know it's times. The dot will be there. Okay, now I multiply first. The Y is all by itself, okay? So I take -1,000 times 6. It's -6,000. Then I take 12,500 and add -6,000. I got 6,500, so 6,500 equals Y. The answer is 6,500. So after 6 years, it's down to $6,500. Makes complete sense, okay? Because if I went 3, 4, 5, 6 and just kept adding -1,000, I'd be here. Okay, next example. Scuba diver dives downward a total of 90 feet over 3 minutes. What's the rate of change in feet per minute? Feet per minute is finding, I know it's 90 feet in 3 minutes. What's the feet every 1 minute if they're equal amounts? So that's dividing. 90 by 3, 30 feet per minute, FPM. Okay, last problem. A product, the starting price is $51.47 at the beginning of the week. During the week, the price gains $1.22, loses $3.47, loses $2.11, loses 98 cents, gains $2.41. What's the ending price of the product? Just means you're adding and subtracting. Okay, gains, so plus $1.22, loses minus $3.47. Loses minus 211, loses 0.98, gains 241. Okay. So 51.47 plus 1.22 minus 3.47 minus 2.11 minus 0.98 plus 2.41, $48.54. Okay, you got the last four to do. Okay. Number 1 and 2 and 4 go quick. Number 3, I want the boxes, dollars and days. Okay, and the table.